afternoon, everybody. You're live with New Image College. Thanks for joining. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and ding the notification bell to make sure you get all of our notifications. Sorry for the delay, guys. We had some technical difficulties, but we're back on track. We've got more people that have joined since, so that's good. And I'm super excited that we are in the nail module now. Yay! Nails is so fun. Everyone's received their kits, I hope. Everyone has their kit list, inventory list, and we're going to go through that now. We're going to make sure everybody has the correct tools to work with. Some of the tools I want to stress how to use or not to use right away. Be careful with certain things. If you don't know how to use it, don't guess. If you think you've seen some YouTube tutorials and you want to try them, but I haven't really taught you how to do a certain technique or use a certain piece of equipment, don't go ahead and do it, because if you break your equipment or you wreck your tools, we aren't responsible to replace them, you are. And you don't want to do that because it's expensive. So if you are wanting to go ahead and use your tools before I actually do a lesson, message me, maybe I can help you beforehand, but there are some tools that I'll stress when I go through the list to be really careful of. Tools that break really easy and have in the past with students. Okay, so let's go through your kit list. You should have 3 plastic dappen dishes. These are the 3 pink dappen dishes that we mostly use in acrylics and gels, but you can use it to fill up some non-acetone, to dip your orange wood stick into when you're doing a manicure or pedicure as well. You should have tweezers. Tweezers are really good for picking up little gemstones and little decals, placing them on the nail for nail art. You should have a long metal cuticle pusher, a manicure brush for cleaning the nails, a liquid cuticle softener, a acrylic cutter. So be careful with your acrylic cutter. It's a cutter that cuts tips, these types of tips. It doesn't cut acrylic nails, it doesn't cut gel nails. So if you try to do that, if you try to cut an artificial nail or trim your own artificial nail, it's going to break and we will not replace it. And you need it. It makes your life a lot easier. I mean, you can use scissors to cut these too, but it's just a lot easier with your tip cutter. It just cuts the perfect angle. So only on tips you're going to use your tip cutter. You have a green gel brush. That's the long green handled gel brush. You have a nail clipper. It cuts your nails on your hands and feet. Your duster brush, it looks kind of like a makeup brush. You have a 2-sided foot file, which is used for removing callus on the heels or on the underside of the foot. You have cuticle nippers, cuts the cuticle on the hands and feet. It says cuticle scissors here, but we don't use it to cut cuticles. We use the scissors to, again, you can cut tips with your scissors or mending tape, silk or fiberglass, striping tape. You have a top coat and a base coat for regular polish. You have a cuticle oil. That's the one that has all the little flowers in the bottom. Super cute. You have your D&D duo pack. So you have your dual pack of red polish. So you have 1 regular polish, 1 gel polish. The bottle, the clear translucent bottle where you can see the color, that's for regular polish. And then the opaque solid bottle is gel. Then you have neutral colors. I think it's like a neutral pink, a really nice natural mauvey pink. You have a dehydrator. That's the one that looks like an alcohol or a liquid in a polish bottle. It's actually made from alcohol and it completely dehydrates the surface of the nail before you start your polishing, gel polish or regular polish. You have a D&D duo pack top coat and base coat for gel. You have a brush-on glue. Be very careful if you use this glue. You shouldn't have to use it now, but if you do open it, make sure not to get glue around the lip of the bottle. If you put the lid back on and it dries, it's really hard to get the lid off the next day or whenever you use it next. Again, if you open it up and close it and then you throw it into your bag and it's on its side or it's upside down, again, the glue will harden in the rim of the bottle and you won't be able to open it. So if you open the glue and you have to use it, then make sure you clean it, wipe it, don't get it on the rim, and make sure it's upright at all times. So don't just throw it in your bag, have maybe like a special place for it where you keep it upright. I know there's little lips on the inner sides of those bags that you got, so maybe tuck it away in a corner on the inner pocket. So we've got your nail tips. So you've got a box of tips that look like this to practice on. You have a drill. Don't use your drill right now. Wait until I do the lesson on the drill. If you have to use your drill because you saw a YouTube video and you want to try it, message me first. A lot of people use their drills, they break them. They think they're turning it on, but they're actually taking it apart and then they can't put it back together. Drills break very easily if not used properly, and I don't want you to break your drill because they're expensive. So don't use your drill until I actually show you how to use the drill, okay? Try to stick with the lessons and just practice every week on exactly what you're learning, and we'll progress and move on and we'll learn absolutely everything you need to learn. I just want to make sure that you're using everything properly, okay? You have mini buffers. They're the little orange buffers for natural nail buffing, fingers and toes. And then you have it says three-way buffer, but it's supposed to say block buffer. So your block buffer is that big block buffer. It's orange and black. There's a medium grit and a rough grit side. So ignore three-way buff, just cross it out and just write in block buffer. That one's coarser, that one's more for artificial nails. Then we have files, nail files. So your black ones, I think they're the thin black ones. That's for your natural nails, mostly for manicures. And then you have the little mini white ones. That's for manicures. Don't use them on feet or finger or artificial nails. Then you have some medium grit files and some rough grit files. They're the thicker, whiter ones. We'll use those more with artificial nails. You kind of want to keep your artificial nail files and supplies and your natural nail files and supplies separate. If you can put them in separate bags, that would be great. When we actually start to do artificial nails, there's so much nail dust. You don't want to get that nail dust on your natural nail supplies, and you don't want to use the same files. You'll contaminate the natural nail files. And if somebody's coming in for a natural manicure and there's artificial nail dust and they're allergic or sensitive to that, you don't want them developing any allergies. Okay, so try to keep everything separate. Then you have orange wood sticks. I think you have 2 or 3 orange wood sticks. So again, keep one for artificial nails and keep one for natural nails. Maybe one for manicures, one for pedicures, one for artificial nails. And then you guys have a nail art package. It's super cute. You guys pretty much have everything you need to do nail art. You have dotting tools, you have gemstones, striping tape, and you have a full set of nail art brushes. So you guys have pretty much everything you need to get started. If you want to buy anything else, obviously there's tons that you can buy online. AliExpress is my favorite website, super cheap, and they deliver really quick. But that's it for now. You do have some more products that are coming, or more supplies that are coming. You don't need those products right away. It's more for acrylic, the acrylic section. So by the time we get to the acrylic section, we'll have those available for you to pick up. Make sure that you go through your list. You have it. It was sent to you. And check off everything, or just sign and date it, and then send it back to us. Send it back to us via email or put it in your folder, just so we know that you've received all your items. If you have not received all your items that are on this list that we just went through, then I want you to just put an X, and same thing, X or check, and sign and date it. If we see any X's, we know that you are missing supplies and we need to get that to you, okay? But you shouldn't be missing anything. If you tell me a week from now or 2 weeks from now that you're missing something, it's going to be too late. We need to do the inventory this week, so if we don't have information about missing items this week, then they cannot be replaced, Okay, so make sure you do this week, today. Okay, good. So we are going to be going through professional image today, client consultation today, so make sure you get your chapters out. And then we're also going to learn how to shape nails with the 5 most popular nail shapes. I mean, there's way more nail shapes right now that people are doing, but we'll stick to the basics, the basic 5, and I'll show you how to hold your file and shape the nail tips. And I will show you polish application. There's a very specific professional way to do polish application. So we'll be doing that again on our tips. And then I want you guys to practice on, make sure that you have 10 tips complete. So I want 10 tips shaped into different shapes, and I want them painted. And then I want you to take pictures, and I want you to either email it to me or Anna, or email it to me, CC Anna, vice versa, or put it in your folders. We do want to try to make it easier for marking in the future going forward. So I know Anna wants everything sent to the folders now. So if you are having troubles accessing your online folder on the drive, or you can't get into your folder for whatever reason, you don't have a computer, please let me know or Anna know, because eventually we're going to streamline it and we're not going to be communicating that way as much through email, but it'll be a slow transition. We're still all learning, but keep that in mind, okay? If you can't access your folder online, please email Anna about that so she can help you figure that out, okay? Good. Hi, Isa. Yeah, that means everyone gets a nail kit. I know some of you haven't picked up your nail kits yet, but please try to do that this week. Don't pick them up at campus. They're all at corporate, at the corporate office, okay? Yeah, good. Okay, and another thing, ladies, remember when you do your, when you're joining in on the live, you get attendance for that. When you're joining in on the Zoom, you get attendance for that. When you do your questions, when you do your workbooks, when you do your quizzes, that all counts for attendance. Projects, everything. So if you do everything that Anna has put into your folder for that week, you get full attendance. If you're not present on the live video, you're not going to get attendance. I know some people watch later, so again, just make sure that you notify us, let us know, and complete those exit cards. Those exit cards were emailed to you. Again, you get attendance for that, for completing that, so make sure everything's done. Again, I see a few people on right now, but not everybody. So if you do join in and you don't comment on anything, just make sure that at the end, or as soon as you join in, just write in the comments, I'm here, and then your name will pop up, and then we'll give you attendance for the live. Okay? Thank you. Okay, so let's start with the professional image chapter. The professional image chapter is very similar to the skin module professional image chapter. Professional image is extremely important, and we want to stress it in most of the modules. It's part of your professionalism. Okay, so your professionalism is your professional image. It's the impression you project as a person engaged in the profession of aesthetics. So you need to know that. That's going to be on your quiz. There's going to be 2 marks for that question. You need to know that it also consists of your outward appearance and the conduct you exhibit in the workplace. Okay, so 2 points for that. This image is extremely important. Your appearance, attitude, abilities, and energy create a mental picture in the minds of your clients. You want that image to earn their respect, trust, and eagerness for your knowledge. Remember, be clean, have fresh breath, healthy teeth, wear clean clothes that are appropriate for the salon, and maintain your hair, skin, and nails. So you want that image to express a healthy lifestyle. You want to look healthy, you want to look like you have energy, you want to look clean, You want to have clean nails. You want your nails to be manicured. And as a nail tech, you want to have the latest trends and colors. You want to have, if it's fall, you want to have the fall colors on. If it's spring, you want to have the spring colors on. So as you're doing the service, your client can say, that's a great color. You can say it's one of our latest colors. It's the hottest trend right now. Have some nail art on there, sell some nail art. You know, you have to sell yourself almost. You have to be the billboard. So you will have to make lifestyle choices that express your commitment to your own well-being. If you do not feel good, your clients may assume that you cannot make them feel good. People want what they can see. Sell yourself, your services, your attitude, and your knowledge. A happy client is a client for life. Balance. Beauty begins with health. Good health greatly impacts your energy level and appearance. Balance is the most important factor in promoting and maintaining health and beauty. When in balance, we are able to make the right choices for ourselves. When we live with stress every day, do not maintain our health with regular exercise, deprive our bodies of whole foods, and do not get enough sleep, we weaken our immune system, lower our energy levels, and put ourselves at risk for disease. In order to give your clients what they need, you need to start with yourself. You can create balance by eating a nutritious diet, exercising regularly, getting enough sleep, having enough rest and recreation, and avoiding bad habits such as smoking too much, drinking too much, drugs, not drinking enough water. Remember, exercise is relaxing and has beneficial physiological and psychological effects. One exercise session can generate up to 2 hours of the relaxation response, or what is called the endorphin high. This endorphin high alleviates stress and can prevent sickness. Exercising increases blood circulation, therefore increasing the amount of oxygen in the blood and skin. Exercise is also a great way to detoxify the body. Your physical presentation. You should always be in compliance with the dress code. The following guidelines are generally appropriate at your particular place of work. So your uniforms should be clean and fresh, provide good mobility, but not too loose-fitting. Wear undergarments every day and keep them out of view. Your hair should be tied up off the face and shoulders. Keep shoes clean and comfortable with good support. When applying makeup, a clean, natural approach is generally best. Stay away from dangling jewelry. It could be hazardous to your client. Try to keep it simple. To a large degree, your physical presentation is made up of your posture, your walk, and your movements. It is an important part of your credibility. Good posture conveys an image of confidence and can prevent fatigue and other physical problems. So you'll need to know that. The benefits of good posture are it conveys confidence and prevents fatigue. If I'm sitting up straight, my lungs take in more air. It gives me more energy. If I'm slouching, which I think I was, it compresses the lungs and you take in less air, making you more lethargic. And if I'm sitting like this, it doesn't really convey confidence, really, does it? So always remind yourself, sit up straight, feet on the floor, let that blood flow circulate nicely and freely. And take deep, full breaths. It does, it gives you more energy. As an esthetician, you will spend a lot of time on your feet, and good posture will be essential to getting you through the day. So here are some tips to achieving good standing and sitting posture. Keep your head up and chin level with the floor. Keep your neck elongated and directly above the shoulders. Lift your upper body so that your chest is out. Do not slouch. Stand with your spine straight, holding your shoulders level and relaxed, not scrunched up. Pull your abdomen in so that it is flat, or try to make it flat. Flex your knees slightly and position them over your feet. You want to try not to cross your legs. I know we were raised as young ladies to cross our legs because it was polite and we like to wear dresses. But as an esthetician, again, that constricts blood flow and it actually encourages varicose veins and broken capillaries, broken spider veins. So keep your feet flat on the floor. And again, just allow that circulation to flow freely. Okay? So guidelines for a proper sitting position. Keep your back straight. Keep the soles of your feet flat on the ground. Again, don't cross your legs. Try not to cross them at your ankles. Not bending forward from the wrist or the waist, or stooping forward from the shoulders. And bend from the hips. Your attitude. Attitude can be defined as your outlook and is influenced by the way you live your life. Attitude stems from what you believe and can be influenced by your teachers, friends, books, and movies. You may not be able to change characteristics with which you were born, but you can change your attitude. These are some ingredients of a healthy, well-developed attitude. So things to consider. Diplomacy. Be straightforward but not critical. Emotional stability. Have feelings and express them. Self-control. Let people know how you feel without going overboard. Receptivity involves taking the time to listen instead of pretending to do so. Sensitivity. A sensitive person is aware of how damaging criticism can be and offers criticisms constructively. Values and goals. You acquire these while you move through life. It is important to acquire them because they guide you on your journey to success. Communication skills. This is your way of ensuring that you understand perfectly the needs and desires of the people around you. Discretion. Do not share your personal problems with your clients or tell other people the concerns they may have shared with you. It's really important not to gossip. Talk about your employer, your employee or employees, your coworkers or your clients. If somebody overhears you talking bad about somebody, they're automatically going to think that you might talk badly about them when they're not around either. So make sure you are 100% professional in that aspect. It doesn't matter how comfortable you feel with your clients. Work ethic. Most employers look for people who are loyal and committed to doing a good job, but it takes more than getting up and showering for work to do so. You have to earn that respect. You need to be a team player, resolve conflict, handle difficult clients, and have good ethics and salon conduct to attain that respect from our clients, coworkers, and employer. So being a team player, both clients and employers can be demanding, and rightfully so. Treatments can be expensive, and clients should expect and receive quality service. Employers have certain expectations, such as increasing business, which depends in part on each employee promoting and referring clients for additional services to maintain a stress-free and productive environment. Coworkers must be able to rely on one another. So one of the main aspects of being a team player is maintaining a stress-free environment so coworkers can rely on one another. So being a team player consists of trust. You have to be able to trust one another. You need to be able to trust the people that you work with. Unity. Everyone must be united around a common goal. Cooperation. Individuals must pull their own weight and be dedicated to sharing the workload to alleviate stress off of others. Support. Team members need to express compassion and support one another through difficult times. Responsibility. Individuals should understand that they need to help one another to achieve common goals. Genuine caring. Caring team members demonstrate a genuine interest in nurturing and encouraging one another to do the best job possible. And respect. Team members accept and value one another for their differences and still respect one another. Resolving conflict. So resolving conflict happens in all customer service situations. It happens in all professions. So you just have to learn how to deal with difficult customers. Everyone does. Getting along with others is critical in a service-oriented industry. You need to cope with many different personalities. To be successful, you will need to adopt many of the standards that make a good team player, like trust, unity, support, responsibility, respect, cooperation, and caring, as well as coping mechanisms that encourage cooperation when conflicts arise. So consider the following. When you're in a conflict, before you react, count to 10 and think before you speak. We've all heard that one before. Respect the boundaries. Be concise, confident, and state the facts in a courteous manner. Do not give personal or health advice. Acknowledge concerns and state how you can address them. Distance yourself from a situation to regain your composure. If you and the client are not seeing eye to eye and there's nothing else you can really say or do that is helping the situation, then just step away, talk to somebody, talk to someone in management, and hopefully they can help. Avoid engaging in a no-win situation. And if you can't, again, diffuse the situation or correct it on your own, just let the client know, I'm going to go get somebody that can help you with your issues. I'll be right back. And get another opinion before making a judgment and refrain from criticizing. Okay? Be assertive, stand your ground. Don't shy away and say, sorry, sorry. Don't say sorry 20 times and be all shy around an extremely angry client. State the facts, be confident, be assertive, and stand your ground. I mean, you don't want to be pushed around either. Direct a situation to a higher authority. Always do that if you can. And help others meet their goals by assuming more responsibility. Okay? So handling difficult clients, again, the first thing you must realize is that the issue is not about you. It's usually never about you. Do not take offensive words or actions personally. You need to be prepared to deal with all sorts of different personality types. Not everyone who comes into the salon will be easygoing and trust your judgment. There will always be difficult clients. Many of them will be regulars. Learn to communicate with those different personality types and view them as an opportunity to practice positive communication skills. It is true. Some of my most difficult clients as an esthetician that were never happy or never seemed happy and grabbed the file out of my hand and filed their own nails, questioned my polish techniques all the time, would always give me the best reviews and tip the most. They would leave, and you would be so stressed out, and you'd be sweating, you'd need to go take a break, and then you'd find out that they tipped you $30 for a 45-minute service. So some people are just difficult, some people are just very demanding, okay? Remember, when you smile, a number of physiological changes take place. Laughter can rev up your immune system, lower your blood pressure, and help you sleep better. Professional ethics towards clients. The essential values in professional ethics are honesty, fairness, courtesy, and respect for the feelings and rights for others. So if your clients trust you, they'll keep coming back and they'll tell all their friends. The best source of advertising, remember, is through recommendations of clients who respect and trust you. So make sure you suggest services that meet your clients' needs. You're not just pushing product to get it off the shelf because it's expiring. Keep your word and fulfill all obligations. If you tell your client you're going to buy that OPI polish for them and you're going to have it in stock for them in 2 weeks when they come for their next manicure, make sure that you don't forget. Treat your clients equally. Follow regulations for sanitation and safety. Be loyal. Do not criticize others, especially in front of others. Do not abandon your clients. Don't leave them in the room by themselves with paraffin on their hand for 45 minutes when it should have only been 20 minutes. Protect client confidentiality. If you have their client consultation form here, don't leave it out at the front desk for everybody to see. People's private information, phone numbers, addresses, medical history is all very personal and confident. And maintain competency. So if you do something last week, do it the same the following week, or however often your clients come. Make sure that you're always doing the same thing. Don't change it. Don't change your massage techniques. Don't start with the left hand one day and then the right hand the other day. Clients notice all of that. They like things the same. They come to you because they like the way you do it. So make sure that you keep doing it that way, okay? Professional salon conduct towards clients. So make sure you're on time. Obviously, we need to be on time for our client. If we're not on time for our first client of the day or our second client of the day, it's going to snowball 10 minutes, 20 minutes. The next client, we're going to be 30 minutes late. The next client, we're going to be 45 minutes late. And it just creates an extremely stressful situation. Be prepared. If you need to prep, come in early that day of work and prep for an hour beforehand, or come in the day before and prep. Make sure you do it. Don't come in flustered. Plan your day. Arrange appointments carefully. Make sure you book enough time in between clients that you can sanitize and disinfect your station and your implements. Keep clients informed of schedule changes. So you always have to make sure that, yes, you want their home phone number, but you need their cell phone number too. Make sure that you can call them in an emergency, or call them and let them know, hey, we're going to run 15 to 20 minutes behind on your appointment because we're behind. You don't have to come in right away. Why don't we schedule for a little later in the day? And that might probably help your client, and they don't have to rush there. So all of these things are extremely important, and clients really appreciate those little details being looked after. Be courteous. Have a helpful, friendly attitude. Acknowledge your clients. Perform all tasks willingly and efficiently. Never make your client feel that they're inconveniencing you. Communicate with your clients, so explain what you're doing, explain why they should have a certain retail product, explain why you should think they should have a paraffin add-on or a sea salt scrub add-on. Never complain or argue with a client. Keep professional all the time. Let the client talk about their life or their husband or their dog. Again, you guys know this. Don't engage and talk about your life and go on and on and on and on about everything. This is your client's time. This is their time to talk about their concerns, their life. You're there to do the service and to listen. Use good judgment. Never chew gum, smoke, or eat in front of your client. Try not to take personal calls. That's completely unacceptable. I know in a lot of nail salons, they're doing nails, they're prepping other clients' foot baths, they're answering the phone while they're filing your nail, and when they do that, you don't feel good. You feel neglected, you feel like they're cutting corners, they're not focusing on doing a good job, and it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So try to avoid that. And smile. Always smile. When you smile, it just sets the tone and the mood for the service. Okay? Professional ethics towards employer and coworkers. Be honest. Fulfill your obligations. Respect the talents of your employer and coworkers. Do not invite criticisms of coworkers. Never gossip or start rumors among coworkers. Keep informed. Always continue your education with seminars, workshops, and industry magazines. Professional salon conduct. It is important to work closely with your employers and coworkers to create a strong, successful salon that will eventually secure your future in the industry, as well as creating an atmosphere that will make your client want to come back. If you can create an amazing atmosphere, you have aromatherapy in the air, You have all the nail polishes clean and displayed perfectly. You have cozy chairs to slip into, and some maybe some nice scentsy sandals to put on. You have some tea that you can offer them. You're going to create a whole experience for your client, and they're going to want to come back because you're creating an experience. Again, make sure you communicate. Be honest about your strengths and weaknesses. And this is towards your employers and your coworkers. Be willing to learn. We make mistakes. Be willing to learn from them. Give credit to others. Acknowledge contributions made by others. Respect the opinions of others, like your coworker and your employer. Take the initiative. Never be afraid to offer suggestions. Use good judgment. Leave personal problems at home. Always discuss differences of opinion behind closed doors. If you're in the hallway or you're around the corner or you're outside the bathroom and you're arguing or having a heated conversation with somebody, the likelihood of somebody else listening in or hearing it, like a client, is pretty great. So be very discreet about all of that. Never borrow money from your employers and coworkers. And if this happens to you, if someone's asking to borrow money from you, don't give them the money. We've all heard this before. Don't give them the money unless you are fine not getting it back. If you're okay not getting that money back because you don't need it as much as they do, then lend it. If you need that money to pay your rent, and if they don't pay it back to you, you're not going to be able to make your rent, then don't lend them the money. Promote the salon. Learn about promotions, services, new products, and always promote your salon. And develop your ability to sell. This is extremely important. As you guys know, we'll be going into selling and retailing skills later on in the module. And we know that we have to explain the benefits and the features of a product before we try to sell products. If you don't understand what a feature is, an ingredient, or a feature on the bottle itself, and you don't know what those features do or how your client's going to benefit from them, then you're not going to be a very good salesperson. Okay, that's it for that chapter. Make sure you guys work on your questions, hand in your questions so we can see that you've completed them. And let me just see here. Professional, yeah. Okay, that's it for that chapter. So we're going to move on to the client consultation chapter now. So most of you have seen what a client consultation form looks like. If you've already completed the skin module or the body module, you've seen the client consultation form. It has the name, the address, the email, the phone number of the client. It has general information. It has medical information, all extremely important information that we need to know in order not to harm our client during a service. Now, a lot of the time, clients don't want to fill it out. They don't think this is relevant. Why do you need to know if I have a circulatory disorder? Why do you need to know if I'm claustrophobic or have cancer? They don't see the relevance in that, and that's fine. You can explain why it's important. If they don't want to sign it, if they don't want to fill it out, they need to, or you can do this for them, write their name, write their phone number. We need their cell phone number because if we have to call them 30 minutes before the service, we want to let them know we're running late. So make sure you don't just get their house number. And as long as we have a date and a signature, then you can do the service. If they refuse to, we know this already, sign and date the consultation form, we do not perform the service. We just don't. So if we hurt the client or the client comes back and says that we gave them a fungal infection or we gave them a lesion that's not healing, then they could potentially sue us and you don't have any protection. So as a business owner, you should always have these. Now, as an employee working for somebody else, you'll find in this industry, especially the nail industry, not everybody fills these out. Not everyone gives these to their clients. Their client doesn't have to sign a consultation form or a liability form ever. And that's really scary in this industry. So make sure that if you're doing this as your own business, you always have something for the client to fill out. And it's a great way to track retail as well. You want to know how many times your clients come in. There's a date here, there's a service record here, observations, your name, how they paid. Was it a gift certificate? Was it comped? Did they pay cash? Did they pay credit card? These are all really important to know. How many times has she or he come in for a manicure or pedicure? Who's working on them? What are their names? Does my esthetician still work here? Who else am I going to put her with that has a similar personality that my client's going to like? And let's keep track of the retail that I'm selling so I know what to suggest to her or him next time. So all of this is really important. As a successful business owner, you need to do this. You need to take these steps. You need this information. Honestly, otherwise you won't be as successful as you could be. Guaranteed. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the client consultation chapter. Okay. And we have a client consultation project as well. We'll go over this after the chapter. This is a mandatory project for marks. Client consultation. Before performing a service on the client, you need to let them fill out a client consultation form. We just went over that. We know that a client consultation form is a very important step to having a thorough service. The client consultation form consists of personal information, health record, product and service records. A verbal consultation before you start is mandatory as well. This lets the client stress their main concerns and expectations if the client has a nail or skin disorder that prevents you from performing the service. If they do have a disorder or they have a fungal infection, then yes, you need to refer them to a doctor or a podiatrist or a dermatologist. But yes, the client consultation is extremely important. We want to see what they write down, but we also want to know what they have to say. So start conversation with them. Why are you here? Is it your first time here? Or if they're a returning client, do you have any concerns or is there any changes in your skin? How did that new polish work out for you last time? Did it make your nails stronger? Should we try something else? Like, start asking probing questions and get them talking, because that's the only way you're going to find out what's not working, what's working, what they want. Maybe they want to try something different. Maybe their hands are really dry now because they're washing their hands too much and using too much hand sanitizer because of the COVID-19. Who knows? But you're not going to find that out unless you get them talking, okay? And then, of course, you're always going to make suggestions. So you need to know that a client consultation has two main parts: the analysis and the recommendations. The skin analysis is the first place to gather information. So again, ask questions while you examine. So you're looking at the hand, looking at the nails, looking at the condition of the skin, touching them, observing the texture, moisture content, and skin condition. Point out what you see and ask questions on lifestyle and home care. Ask your client what their goals are for their skin and hair. Recommendations are made for the appropriate service that will aid your client in achieving their goals. So the benefits and results of the recommended service is explained in full. Supportive home care products are recommended to aid the client in reaching their goals. So with every single client, you are always going to recommend a product. Even with a client that doesn't have a concern, or they haven't stressed that they have a concern, you're still going to say, hey, we just got this Avoplex OPI cuticle oil in. It's so awesome. I just started using it. It smells like watermelons. I really think you should try it. It's 20% off today. What do you think? Everyone needs cuticle oil. Instructions are provided on how and when they are to be used. So you're going to buy the cuticle oil. I want you to use it every morning and every night. You can keep it in your purse with you so you don't forget to use it. And you can, if you're feeling really dry, you can apply it at your desk while you're at work. And you can also leave it beside your night stand. If you're too busy during the day and you're rushing around, just leave it beside your nightstand, beside your bed, and put it on before bed so you never forget. The consultation is your first opportunity to portray yourself as a professional to your client. You will need to focus on your client, look directly at your client while speaking in a tone that demonstrates integrity, support your recommendations with facts and information, features and benefits of products, be friendly and helpful. Determining the condition of your client's nails. Examine the skin and nails for disorders. If there is no inflammation, swelling, infection, redness, or broken skin, highlight that. You'll need to know that. Inflammation, infection, redness, or broken skin, it is fine to work on the client. If you have to refer your client to a physician, you must get the approval from the manager. So make sure before you make any decisions or give any medical advice, you ask your manager first. Never attempt to diagnose a problem. We're not doctors. We learn a lot about anatomy, skin disorders, infections, fungal infections, yes, but we may not be 100% and we don't want to scare our clients. So you can tell them, this looks like it could be a fungal infection. It is dark brown to black, but it could be a bruise as well. Are you a skier? Do you run? Did you drop a can of soup on your toe? How long has this black spot been on your nail? You know, don't ever make assumptions. And then just say, you know what, if you're not sure, just get your doctor to look at it the next time you go in. Okay? Never work on an infected nail if you think that it is a fungus. Now, normally, like, as you go on through the years and you get experience and you work with the human body, you're going to be more confident and you're going to be able to understand, or not diagnose, but be sure if you're working on a fungal infection or not. Usually a fungal infection kind of has a strong odor, so it will have a smell to it. It may be spongy, so underneath the free edge, it'll be white and spongy. Don't ever think that you need to clean all that out. The more you dig under the nail, the more you push it in, and the worse you make the fungal infection. So just leave it if that's the case. And most salons will have an antifungal tincture or an antifungal remedy that the client can buy and use at home. And don't be shy about it. Educate your client. Talk to your client about what you think it could be or might be. And be open with them. A lot of the time clients don't know because nail technicians don't tell them. They don't care. They're just a revolving door. Clients are in and out, in and out, in and out. And they are catching fungal infections along the way because some of these places don't disinfect properly. So if you can educate them and be concerned for their health, they're going to appreciate that. And a lot of clients are really thankful. So, and impressed with your concern and professionalism. So that's a good thing because that's lacking in our industry right now. So the safety of your client depends on your knowledge obtained from the questions or observations concerning their general health. Always read the complete health record form to gain awareness of any appropriate precautions you must take during services. For example, you have to be careful cutting the cuticle on a diabetic client. Why? We know diabetics heal slowly. Why? Because of poor blood circulation. So all of these things you need to know because you're going to be able to explain this to your client while doing the service. Most diabetic clients will inform you about their sensitivity, and they will not want you to cut their cuticles anyway. Clients with arthritis. Arthritis is really painful. When you're having an arthritis flare-up, it's really sore. They don't want to be massaged. So, you should know all of this. When you're doing a pedicure and there's lots of varicose veins on the leg, don't just start going in with like deep pressure and kneading and tapotement. It's going to be extremely painful. You should know to avoid those areas. And you're going to learn all of that in this module. Does your client have allergies? Symptoms of allergies. So if your client is developing an allergy, or you are, you should know because you need to stay away from chemicals if that's the case. So severe dryness and cracking of the cuticles, swelling around the nail, onycholysis, which is when the nail loosens from the nail bed, throbbing nail beds after a fill or after artificial nails, and itching of the cuticles. Your client's needs. Make sure the client's expectations are realistic. As you discuss the client's lifestyle, you may know of a nail service that is better suited for the client's needs. So what kind of job does your client have? What hobbies do they have? Are your client's hands often in water? Does your client walk a lot? By having these questions answered, you can determine the best length for your client's nails and how much callus to remove off the feet. A gardener might need shorter nails or natural nails. It would be difficult to remove the dirt from in between an artificial nail and a natural nail. That's how bacteria grows. Maybe suggest a nail strengthener to help their natural nail grow. A runner needs that callus on their feet. An athlete needs callus on their heels. So if they're going on a wedding or they're going on a vacation and they just have this idea that they want all of that callus removed and they want super soft heels, you have to ask them, are you going running tomorrow? Do you exercise? If you go for a run after this, you're going to get big, painful blood blisters on your heels because you need that callus. So let them know that, make them aware of these situations that could occur. Always consider your client's lifestyle and activities when choosing a nail service or going ahead with their nail service. Okay? So health record forms. Client health record forms usually include 3 valuable types of information. General information, which is the name, telephone number, address, the person who referred them, very important. Client profile, information about the type of work and leisure activities in which the client participates. You want to know if they're active, do they run, do they ski, and medical record. You need to know about their general health. Do they have allergies? Do they have internal diseases? Do they have back issues that are going to prevent them from being comfortable in a petty chair for an hour? All of this is really important. Each time a client receives a service in a salon, an entry should be made in the client's service and product record. The date, the service, and who performed that service. You want to keep track of all your retail that you sell, and you want to make sure that you're reaching your client's goals or you're helping your client reach their goals. This will always prepare a different technician who is working on a client with specific treatment details pertaining to that individual. So again, if this client's coming every month or every 2 weeks, and they've been coming for 3 years, and then all of a sudden that technician goes on mat leave, and this client is expecting to be serviced from this person, and they're not, you want to have somebody that jumps into that position, has their client consultation form, has seen their history, knows the services they're getting, knows the retail they're getting, so that client feels taken care of. If the first thing you ask that client that's been coming to you for 3 years is, oh, hey, how are you? Is this your first time here? They're not coming back. You've just totally discredited their loyalty as a client and pissed them off. So make sure as a business owner, your employees are using this as a tool, okay? You want to keep those repeat clients. Return clients are your money makers. So really important to do that. Okay, that's it for that chapter. You guys can do your questions. The questions are pretty straightforward. Now let's talk about your client consultation project. So your project that you have to do for full marks, it's out of 100. You have to create your own client consultation template. So if you were an employer, if you were a business owner, how would you create your client consultation form? I want you to design it. I want you to have a nice template, headers and footers, and I want you to have all the information that you require. So what type of general information do you want? Do you just want the name and the phone number? Do you even want the address? Do you want to know what, like, health questions do you want to know? Do you want to know if they have any diseases, or do you just want to know if they have allergies and fungal infections? Customize it to what you think is important. Now, I know a lot of you have already taken the skincare module, so I don't want you to customize it to skin and body. I want this to be customized only to nails. So if you owned a nail salon, basically, what information would you want to extract from your clientele? Okay? So you can complete those. I don't know what the due date is. I'll have to talk to Anna about that. Normally you get a couple of weeks to do your project, but I'll check in with her and she'll send you the due date. And just be really creative. It doesn't have to be over elaborate or crazy 2-page health history, but make it something practical that you might want to implement when you own your spa one day or your nail salon. So again, if you guys complete your questions, you get hours for that. If you complete your project, you get hours for that. So make sure you hand in all of that for marks. Good. Do you ladies have any questions about those chapters? Okay, ladies, we're going to go right into our demo. This is what I want you to be practicing at home. You are basically just going to learn how to shape some nails. And I'm going to show you how to paint them. So this is what we're going to put up. If you can, the regular polish application. So you ladies have different sizes of nails. I want you to shape all the different sizes. You've got large sizes, medium sizes, small sizes. I'm just going to kind of do 4 for you today. Just so we don't run out of time, but I want you guys to complete 10 of these, okay? If you are filing, please make sure you put on a mask so you don't breathe in the nail dust. Actually, that's a bad color. Make sure you get some nail polish. Regular nail polish. Top coat, base coat. I have scissors just because if I want to do like a coffin or a ballerina or a pointed nail. Instead of filing, I can just cut the corners and taper my nail quicker. And a duster brush. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more nail. Okay, so let's do a squoval nail. So a squoval nail is you guys can see that. A squoval nail is straight at the free edge, and the corners are just rounded, okay? So I'm holding my file like this at the bottom, going across, down, around, down, around, okay? That's squoval. If I have some loose, jagged edges, I want to bevel and make it smooth. And I do want to buff them as well. Okay, so make sure you're buffing so the nail polish sticks better. Okay, now I want to do just round. So if I'm doing a round nail, you're going to completely taper that corner right off. Now, if you were doing this to a natural nail, obviously we wouldn't be using this rough grit file. This is a medium grit file. It's very coarse. We would be using a nice natural nail file that was a soft grit. But we're just practicing on our tips, and these tips are very thick, so we want to use a rougher grit, okay? So this is round and buff. You want to buff and bevel. This is beveling underneath. Okay, so we have squoval, round. Now we're going to do pointed. Let's do pointed on this one. So pointed, we taper that corner quite a bit and then create the round part. But your lines and edges have to be very smooth. Okay, you can see I'm tapering that in more, tapering it in more. Just do a little bit at a time so your sides match. The left side matches the right side. Okay. And buff and bevel. Get all of those wispies. Okay. Now let's do square. Isn't really as popular anymore. If people want more of a square nail, it's always going to be squoval. Round is pretty basic, traditional. Pointed is definitely more popular. Coffin is more popular. So let's do a coffin now. So that's when you don't completely smooth out the corners. You cut in on the corners. I hope you guys can see this okay. You cut in on the corners so you have an edge and an edge. You're not going to smooth that. Okay, and then make the free edge of the nail, the tip of the nail, straight. Okay. So cut in on the corners, nice and sharp, so you have two angles. And then the free edge is straight across. Buff and bevel. Okay, so coffin, and then we're going to do another really popular shape is ballerina. So it's just a really nice tapered round or oval nail. Okay. Obviously, if you were doing this on a regular nail, a natural nail, you would be a lot gentler. So it comes into a really nice soft point. Just like a ballet shoe. Okay. And if you guys want to see different nail shapes in your manual, if you go into the manicure chapter, you'll see the 5 basic nail shapes in your manicure chapter. Okay, so ballet, coffin, pointed, round, and squoval. Okay, so that's what I want you to work on. I want you to do 5, and then I want you to do another 5, so 10 total. Okay, and then I want you to paint all 10. Okay, so when you paint them, dust your brush really good. Get all of that dust off. Okay, put those here. So we'll paint that one. I want you to get out your base coat and your top coat and choose a color. When you are mixing the color, don't shake it. When you shake it, you produce air bubbles, and you don't want those air bubbles on the nail. So you roll it back and forth. Other way, other way. Okay. Check your color, make sure that it's good. Good consistency. Perfect. So I've done that. Now I'm going to get my base coat. So when you take your brush out of the bottle, wipe one side of the brush. Don't do the entire length of the nail because the nails are really long. And you're just going to go middle, side, side. Done. Okay. Let's do this one too. Duster brush. Middle, side, side. And don't go right up to the cuticle and flush the cuticle. If you have a bigger drip on the end of your brush, you don't want that product touching the skin. Kind of drop your tear here, and then you can kind of push it up and bring it down, okay? And I think you guys, you have little hooks that you can use to glue your nail onto. I think you have little fingers that you can put your tips into as well. I just like to hold on to mine, but it's just personal preference. So same with your color. Now that we've got the base coat on, right away, we don't wait. Take the excess off the bristle, clean one side, and then with the other side, middle, side, side. If the nail's not perfect, it doesn't matter. If it looks translucent or it's not completely even, it doesn't matter. You're going to perfect this on the second coat, okay? If you try to perfect this on the first coat, it's going to get lumpy, bumpy, streaky, and it's not going to dry. So set that down. Clean. Middle. Side. Side. See that? Make sure the cuticle line is nice and smooth. Second coat. See that? Now the second coat has to be perfect. Middle, side, side. If I need to put a little bit more product on my nail, I can do it on my second coat. But don't stroke into it too much. And you'll learn about the consistency of polish, how much polish to actually put on your brush over time. But right now you're just playing with, how much of a droplet do I put on my brush? How much of a tear do I need based on the size of my nail? Middle, side, side. Done. Okay. Now, top coat. Oh, I just touched that. dry. I just touched the corner on that and took the polish off. So let's top coat this one. When you top coat, you want more of a teardrop. So see how heavy that teardrop is? I don't know if you can see it, but it's almost dripping off. See how parallel my brush is to my nail? Drop the tear and roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. That's it. If you need a little bit more on the corner, add more, but you need to have full coverage on top. Sweep the free edge. Done. This is where you can wreck the polish. If I'm going in like this and my brush is bent like this, I'm pulling the color off. It has to be completely parallel and light, 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 light. Drop your tear, over, over, over. Get more product. It can't be too thick though, but you're gonna learn that when you start practicing. Okay, perfect. So that's what I want you to start practicing now. All I want you to do is pick 10 nails, shape 10 nails, and paint 10 nails. Don't use your gel polish. Make sure you use your regular polish. And I want to see all 10 different shapes. If you don't want to use the color that we provided in your kit, you can use any color. That's fine. And we're just going to start with that. And then next week, we're going to get into some, pardon me, sorry. We're going to get into some nail art designs with regular polish and full manicure demos. Okay? Okay, let's open it up for questions. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And if not, we will talk over Zoom tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, make sure you have squoval, round, pointed, coffin. If you want to experiment with other crazy shapes, be my guest, that's fine. As long as you're practicing using your nail file and having nice, smooth, lined shapes. Okay? Remember, when you're using nail polish, apply it in the middle, side, side. Always down the middle first, side, side, and make sure that your cuticle line is nice and smooth. Okay? Again, if you guys are kind of joining in, if you haven't made any comments, make sure you say I'm here. So your name pops up and we can see that you will get full attendance for this live broadcast. Okay. That's it for today then, ladies. Just practice on your nails and we will dig into full manicures next week. Have a great day. Bye.